I'm Dr. Jason and welcome to another episode of Active Health Tips. On today's Active Health Tips, I'm going to answer a question that I get a lot, which is, Dr. Jason, my knees are popping. What do I do? What does that mean? How do I stop it? Well, look, if you bend down to go into a squat, a low squat, or you're just walking and your knees are popping, oh man, this is a big problem. Now, number one, the problem is that your soft tissues, your quadricep muscle that goes over the patella through and contains the patella and attaches to your tibia, your quadricep muscle is inflamed. Your VMO, which is a portion of your quadricep, is inflamed. Your vastus lateralis is probably inflamed. Some of your ligaments and your cartilage are probably inflamed. So number one tip, you gotta lower that inflammation. The quick, immediate way to do it is put an ice pack there or go into cryotherapy. The longer term way to do it is cut some of those sugars and those inflammatory foods like wheat, dairy, soy, corn, sugar. Now, number two, what oftentimes happens is we go into our car in the morning and we're driving like so, or maybe you're in an Uber or Lyft, etc., and then you get up and you go to work. Okay, you get to work, and what do? You sit down a lot of times, and so what happens is the knee is either in this position or it's loaded in this position. The knee oftentimes doesn't get a break from those two positions. So we've talked about this in a few of the other videos, but it's so true that getting into this low squat position where your feet are parallel to each other facing forward, your chest is up, your rear is down, I'm all the way down, there's really nowhere else to go, right? My feet are flat. This, what it's gonna do, initially you may not be able to. It may hurt. You may feel pulling through the knee, tightness through the knee. That's a sign that you're super inflamed and tight. You may also feel pulling and tightness in the front of your shins, another sign that you're way too tight. So what you can do is, if you need to, wrap a towel or some sort of a band or hold someone's hands and hold on to something sturdy like a table, the bumper of your car, a handrail, and hold on in this position. You can also start, if you need to, with your toes out. You can start, if you have to, on your toes like that if you can't get your heels down. You can even start here if you have to. You have nobody to help you, but you want to work towards feet facing forward, and you want to spend a minute in this position minimum every day. If you have to chunk it down to 5 or 10 second increments, you can do that. Hey, look, 12 5-second increments is a minute, right? So if you have to do that, you just do it in 5-10 second increments. But reducing the inflammation through either cryotherapy like a machine or icing that area or doing an ice bath is number one. Get the inflammation down. Number two, get into that low squat position so your tissues become accustomed to that. Number three, once you're here, there's a lot of stretches you can do to open your thighs, right, and start moving and moving into ways like this that open your hips and your thighs. And number three is to see your chiropractor and have your lumbar spine checked out for misalignment. So the lower back is right here, the lumbar spine. And if your lumbar spine is out of alignment, the nerves that come out of the lower back go down and they go to the knees. And so what oftentimes happens is your lower back may be tight. You don't necessarily feel that it's out of alignment. The nerves are not communicating properly between the quadriceps, the hamstrings, etc. Your brain is not, let's say, having those muscles fire at full potential. You may be walking around, working out, doing different activities with a less than full connection between your brain and your body. Therefore, your muscles may be over-tightened, they may be under-firing, they may be not working properly, which furthers the inflammation, which is the reason your knees are popping. So reduce the inflammation, start working on functional movements like the low squat, incorporating some stretching or some duck walks or movements or jumping in that position. And number three is see your chiro to get that lower back checked. If your lower back's not out of alignment, no big deal. If it is, get it handled, get it into alignment, and that'll reduce the popping and the clicking in your knees. I hope you enjoy. Let me know your experience below.